Well, hello, this is your host Eric of GMODISM Empire. We're back for a little unofficial Gimle battle. Now, I found this in the folders. I must unfortunately say I kind of almost forgot a little bit. Oh, God. Okay, so we really wanted that unbroken texture, yeah? Because you didn't want those bands. You didn't, right? So you used 1 meters. Well, it's still a good bit under the block count than the Gimle class. The firepower of this is huge. This is, by the way, Lucky Hans Majestätsskepp HMS Revolting by Huntington. If you have a different Discord ID, which I think you do, I don't remember it right now. I tried to search in my history, but I didn't find it. So yeah, we are gonna test it against the Gimle in this little unofficial battle. I have promised to record that before, and yes, it is a good couple of months later, but I didn't forget it, really, because I had a reminder that being in the folder. So now we should do the battle. This is, as I said, Lucky HMS Revolting by Huntington. It has a almost 2 million cost here, 65,000 blocks, basically 20,000 less than Gimle. That is, we have a pretty big firepower. We have firepower of 2,000, a little bit more, with mainly cram, some APS, and some missile. So if we check that out, we can see the cram cannons here. We have a shell health of 100,000. I think they should go after. They should go. Yeah, they should be able to reach the Gimle after a while. Reload time of 27 seconds. As for this one, we have a similar. And we have a high explosive, so it's gonna be a 10 pen depth then, most likely. I'd say it has pretty good chances to kill the Gimle with the sheer amount of cram it uses. Those simple weapons I would probably skip, but why not? They look cool, which is why most people use them. Lucky HMS Revolting on her way to battle. The Steel Striders after refit. During the Battle of Scarlet Dawn. Oh, is this maybe some pictures that... Okay, alright. It's like pictures on your local computer. I see. So that won't show up for anyone else. They'll need to be online. Right then. Cool. Well, I guess we should get into battle here. We have, oh, that is 2D Tetris. It's a little, not the most optimal Tetris, but it works. It's a good way to make dense weapons, but nothing matches 3D Tetris. Oh, this looks like a pretty weak neck here. I think, yeah, that should be reinforced a little bit. We don't have any turret armor inside of here. You know, I think it will get great results in the beginning of the battle. I think it will take down the Gimle's health to a good bit, and then it will just be decimated. That is my hot take. There we are. So let us start the battle. Lucky HMS Revolting is opening up with some APS and oh yeah, the missiles. I was looking for the missiles. We're using torpedoes on small spin blocks. That's cool. That will increase its winning chances. I think the Gimle Mk3 especially hasn't very well torpedo defenses. This is the Mk3 beta, by the way, before the final fixes, because the time of this recording. Yes. We're gonna see how it opens up here. The HMS Revolting is... Okay. Did we already lose one of the cram cannons due to weak turret neck? I think we did. That's why I don't do turret necks, because they tend to be weak. All right. $99 versus 81. It looks like the turrets died so quickly, we didn't really have a chance to use those cram cannons, because that was really good firepower in those cram cannons, but sadly the armor of them was just not really good enough, so they did not survive. They did not survive. Well, a bit unlucky for that opening to take out that cram that fast. Got that. Oops. Mortars are hitting pretty well too here. 99 versus 70. This is a pretty one-sided battle. Let's find out if it was luck or if it, you know, is just the facts here. So we're gonna start a new little battle. Right. And it was built some time ago, so you know it's very possible the builder have developed their building strategies a good while since when this was made. Round 2, here we are. One thing that's very nice is that the HMS Revolting is not very laggy at all. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, okay, there we go. I want to follow the Arquebalista Indomitus. I'm going to follow the penetrative variant first. This is at slow speed. They are fairly fast. Going through that side of the turret armor. And finally dying here. Okay. And here, oh, lambs are engaging this one, the hollow point variant, and it goes boom, takes on a chunk of the side there. Nothing vital. Can be fun to follow them, you know, because sometimes they do take out something vital. And there we have the area detonated stuff. We'll see if the cram cannons can come into combat this time and open up. I like the stripes on the Lucky. It's very fun. It's very it will drop a lot faster in health when we use the 1 meter variant for the deck here, because of course each block is counted towards the pool of blocks in total, which consists of the health pool. Okay, now that turret got clipped again. Yeah, the turrets just are not survivable enough, so that one actually got through and did damage. You know, it did remove like a good chunk of health there from the front, but thing is, when you can't keep up the firepower like that, that's why it's so vital to protect the turrets. Turret necks are such a weak point. That's why that's the entire reason why I only do thick neck turrets. You see, this is like a 3x3 neck, and it seemed to have not been filled with armor blocks. I'm not sure, but the other cannon wasn't. And when you don't fill up the turret neck full with armor, it has a tendency to go down. it should be protected from all sides. Like, realistically, at least 5x5 in size. But otherwise, you can do like me, like not having turret necks, just having thick neck turrets and a fatter head on top. That makes you not be able to have super thin heads for turrets, which some builders prefer, but that's the trade-off. Bulk is generally better in my opinion. Looks like it was not luck, but that the design lacking interior armor and having weak turret necks basically will die when shot at by battleship weapons. Good fighting though. You can tell me your Discord name in the YouTube video, because I accidentally forgot that, because it was a couple of months ago and I found it in the folder, and I know it's Huntington, you know? Yes, that's what happens when you leave things in folders for too long. But fun to see this fight. We will have a third battle just for the fun of it. We're gonna see if 2 HMS Revolting or Lucky will be able to take on the Gimle class Mark III beta. 2 of them with a spawn distance of 1000 meters. I think that will be great. Alright, now we're turning the heat up. We have 2 Lucky HMS Revolting spawned 1000 meters apart. One of them will be targeted and decimated by the Gimle class, but the other one of them have full potential to deal full damage to the Gimle. We're gonna see those cram cannons in action. We know from the stats these cram cannons are no joke. It has extreme high firepower. The Gimle class ship in general has a firepower of 1700. Each of the Lucky HMS Revolting has a firepower of over 2000. So the Gimle is facing like 4500 firepower, I think, something like that, with its 1700 firepower. So it really turns up the heat here. We're gonna see these cram cannons really get in on the action here before the Gimle can take on them. You know, one ship will be a little bit sacrifice itself for the other to win. Let's just hope the HMS Revolting, the Luckies, are not colliding with each other. Looks like we had some cram cannons there. Whoops. But the diff Seawiz system will be able to take out the first volley, most likely. Looks like both of the HMS Revolting are damaged. Both are dropped at least 5%. That means probably both lost some turrets. Wow, well. Look at that. Okay. Oh no! The front ship here lost one turret. Okay, let's see here. Lambs are able to target it, and it got shot down there. Next shell comes in here. Looks like the Gimle's Seawiz system is still able to hold off. Oh no, are we having a collision? Are you kidding me? No. No, I spawned you the max distance apart. And you still decide to collide. Well, the AI in From the Depth is notoriously horrible. It really sucks. I don't understand how it can be so bad. How hard can it be to not collide with your friends? It just... whatever you do with the From the Depth AI, there is no way to guarantee it will not collide with each other. You know what I do when I build repair vehicles and small boats? I fucking put rubber on them. I need to rubberize them so they don't crash into each other and bash into each other and do damage. That's how annoying the AI is. Yeah. That's also one reason why we may not want to have several small ships fighting a larger ship, because then you'll have to have the reality of them maybe smashing into each other, which is always bad news. The only thing you can do if you have two ships facing one larger ship is to like set up their AI. So one is gonna be a right-sider and one is gonna be a left-sider, and then you'll know they go at different positions. Then you just need to make sure that they go on, well, selected positions. Now, when you're running battles like this, you can of course set the spawn angle and stuff like that on them, so that's possible. But I meant more like in campaign use, you'll have to set them up a little bit and make sure that you have them on right side. But then it's also easier to space them out a little bit before the battle. We can kind of adjust that a little bit as well. Gimle class is at 95%, whereas the Lucky HMS Revoltings, they are at total of 77%. They managed to get the Gimle down to with at least 5% health, but I would have loved to see some more of those cram cannons popping in there to see what type of damage they would do, but seems we are not gonna see that now. Oh yeah, we have some cram cannon coming in here. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Unfortunately, that one missed. The Gimle has a lot of serious defenses, meaning it can shoot down the first 5 rounds of cram shells. Even if they're like 100k health, it can shoot them down, no problem. It's meant for anti-doom cram, anti-battleship cram. So that's nice, but after that it kind of has trouble shooting them down, since we only rely on the updated, alas, anti-cram / missiles, but you know, it's not going to be exactly very reliably taking out high damage stuff. 74 and 71. Looks like the fire coming in from the HMS Revoltings, the Luckies, have slowed down a little bit. They seem to be a little bit less lucky right now, if you know what I mean. What is happening with the torpedoes though? Because the Gimle basically, like the Mark III of the Gimle, one thing I changed is I basically removed all torpedo defenses. It basically doesn't have a way to defend against torpedoes anymore. I kind of sacrificed that. They're trying to keep up. They're trying to keep up. Are these cluster missiles? It looks like clusters. Or is that a reinforced body? I don't remember. I stopped recognizing missile components very well, because everyone, or at least me, try to use the missile decos nowadays, and then you can't see the components anymore, sadly. I mean, it's fun with missile decos, but I wonder if these have APN guidance, because I feel they kind of would need that, because they are simply a little bit too slow. The Gimle class Mark III is a little bit faster than the Mark I. It seems that the torpedoes are simply too slow, actually. They're just too slow, sadly. Well, because that would have been, that is like, the idea of having torpedoes against the Gimle class is a really good idea, because the Gimle can't really defend against them. Well, we are entering 65 and 62%. It's pretty clear the Gimle is gonna win this last for a fun battle as well. But given the things that kind of were obviously making the HMS Revoltings not win this, that being the turret nicks are too weak, consider armoring them very much or not have turret nicks. make the torpedoes have better guidance if they don't have APN guidance, or possibly higher the value and like make them faster. And I also realized that all of these tips may be completely outdated now, since this battle is a little bit recorded a couple of months after the submission of them. But whatever. Was fun to see this little battle, so I hope it was useful, and I will be seeing you all in future videos. I hope you did enjoy this little episode, and if you did, do leave a like on the video if you want to help out. And of course, big thanks to all of those who are supporting this channel at Patreon, at YouTube memberships, and at our own page, shop.gmodism.com. I'll see you next time. Bye.